Now, guys, I know every girl's crazy about a sharp-dressed man, but it may just be me, but I think every girl's also crazy about an FFA man. You know what I'm saying? Man, life's great, isn't it? What's up, guys? I love my life because I never know what I'll be doing from one day to the next. My life is an adventure. It's exciting. If my life was a story, it would be one crazy story. Well, let's think about that. What would my life be like if it was a story? The story of Tyler Hendrick, written and created by God, always paid in full. You know, I love telling stories. I could tell you a story about a lot of things up here on stage. I could tell you a story about each one of those jackets, from my first one to my last. But I'll tell you what, let's look through this book and let's find a few special times. What do you say? So let's look here. Oh, man. Let's see, the first time I walked, yeah. Oh, that time my brother threw my binky out of the car window. That's a good one. Oh, here we go. My first state FFA convention. I was 3 years old and in Amarillo, Texas with my dad. I saw those state officers speaking on stage with the lights flashing and the crowd cheering. It was like nothing I had ever seen before. Later on, when I was walking through the convention hall, I saw one of the state officers walking by. My dad asked me, "Do you want to go speak to him?" Of course, I was nervous. I mean, I just saw him standing on stage leading thousands of people. How could I talk to him? What would I say? But he drugged me over there, and we talked for a while, then left. Now, you know, I may have only talked to that state officer for just a few minutes, but it's those few minutes that made a difference. Because after that, I told myself, I said, "Self, I want to be a state officer." And myself said, "Okay, we can do that." It was at that point in my life where I set a goal. I didn't know why the sky was blue. I didn't know where I would be in 3 days, but I knew that I wanted to be a state officer. I mean, I got so excited. I started running around telling people about my dream. I told my dad. I told his chapter officers. I told the lady at the hotel desk. She probably thought I was a psycho kid, but that's okay. It's important that you tell people about your goals. You got to get them out. Because if you can convince people that you will reach your goal, then you can convince yourself. And that is how you make it happen, ladies and gentlemen. You have to believe in yourself and your abilities. To have a great story in life with a happy ending, you have to picture yourself living it. Let's skip ahead a few more years, find something else. The first time I drove a tractor, that was fun. That time I wrecked the four-wheeler, that wasn't fun. This is a good story. I was 11 years old and walked into my 6th grade science classroom. It seemed like a normal day, but I had something in my pocket that no 6th grader should ever have at school. That's right, guys. It was a stink bomb. I had gathered up the bright idea that it would be funny to take this into class, set it off, and stink up the whole room. Big mistake. So there I was, sitting in my chair. I got up, calmly and casually walked over to the sink, dropped it, and then fled the scene of the crime. No sooner had I got back to my desk, someone yelled out, "Oh, what's that smell?" The teacher immediately jumped up and walked right over to me. She had been watching me the whole time. I was busted and got in a lot of trouble. You know, we all have goals, and we all have struggles along the way. That's part of life, whether you're an FFA member or the President of the United States. But from the bad, a lot of good can come if we can learn from it. I couldn't let this one mistake slow me down. Every challenge we face only makes us stronger. The things that we experience and learn from today can help form our story later in life. I'll tell you guys one more story. I'll pick one more good one. Let's see. The day I got my driver's license, and shortly after that, the first wreck that I had. Don't want to talk about that one. Here. This one's pretty good. This happened a few months ago. I was in Nacogdoches, Texas for the Area 9 convention. I walked in, and I noticed this one kid. He kind of stuck out. You couldn't miss him. After a while, the convention was going on. He came up and introduced himself to me. He walked up and he said, "Hi, my name's Casey." Now, he was really loud in there because, as you could tell, Area 9 got fired up that day, and I had to lean down to his level. Casey was in a wheelchair. I stuck out my hand and said, "Casey, it's nice to meet you, man. I'm Tyler Hendrick." And he asked me, "So you're a state officer?" And I said, well, yes, Casey, I'm from Area 7. Nice to meet you. And he goes, I ran for state office too, but I didn't make it. That's okay though. I'm a better person because of the FFA, and all that I want to do is help others make a difference. Wow. I remember that day. When Casey told me that, that hit me hard. That is what life's about. Helping others, whether it's big or small. We can't do it on our own. We need that help from time to time. Casey, glad to see you out here today, buddy. I just want to let you know, man, in front of all these people, that you've helped me out in more ways than you'll ever know. You're my buddy, and I love you, man.